Hey, and welcome to I Gotta Know, a podcast for curious people. This is episode number 1, What You Should Know. My name is Jordan Kuykendall, and I'm the student pastor and contemporary worship leader at Lakeview Baptist Church in a very small town called Hartsville, South Carolina. And this podcast is really designed to answer some of the tough questions we all may be either too afraid to ask or just flat out gotta know the answer to. Just a little bit about me. I've been in student ministry and music ministry for a little over 5 years now, and what I've noticed more and more over time is that people are searching for answers to questions that a lot of people brush off or don't want to take the time to find an answer to. So about 8 months ago, I really started seeing my students wanting to go deeper in life and really struggling to figure out how. So I made a way for them to ask questions anonymously or directly. This is questions all the way from their faith to how do I deal with family members to why is my boyfriend or girlfriend treating me this way if they say they love me. And, I was expecting some surface level questions, and that was probably, something that was in me that was just being a little naive. But we haven't asked me anything box has been fed mostly by our students, even by some of our leaders, friends, and parents. And looking at these questions, I thought, man, this is way deeper than I thought it was going to be. These students are really struggling with some things that need to be answered. They're not things that, you can just brush off. They're not things that you can sweep under the rug and say, they'll find an answer to it later on. These are things that are hurting them or keeping them from moving forward in relationship, whether it be with God, whether it be with family members or friends, but even in life in general. So I sat down with some buddies of mine, and we realized that in order to answer all these questions without having to take an entire year off of programmed youth activities or stopping the series I'm in to do it, was to create a way for people to listen on the go. Our culture is surrounded by mobile devices that give us access to content with literally the touch of a finger. So why not put these answers right there for them? The day-to-day schedules of our lives is crammed full of things to do from the minute we wake up to the minute we lay down and go to sleep. And a lot of times we just can't search around for answers to our questions. My hope for this podcast is that it's of easy access for you guys to listen on the go, but also to really satisfy the desire to understand the unknown. We'll be answering questions from students, pastors, parents, teachers, coaches, and all kinds of other people. Everything from were dinosaurs actually real to does God forgive murder? I hope you'll join us for more episodes and shoot us some of your questions. You can send your questions our way by emailing them to igottaknowtheanswer@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to throw them in the mix as well. I want to thank you for listening in today, for joining us. I hope you'll join us next week for episode number 2, where we'll be discussing some student-prompted questions like, is it okay to question the existence of God? How can I deal with anxiety and worrying about everything? And what happens to the people who have never heard about God? I have a special guest joining us next week, so I hope you'll join us. We'll answer the tough questions for you. We'll see you next week.